Hey there and welcome to the Amazon Tools League. This is another update to the Profit Tracker software rankings, and we'll have a look at which is the best tool for starter brands, as usual, by looking at hundreds of features, looking at who offers which features the best and who offers the best pricing, as well as looking at Amazon's new Veeqo tool and see where they fit into the rankings. So let's get right into it. Alright then, so we're here at the bottom of the league, as we always start off with. And as usual, I just want to quickly mention again, this doesn't mean these are bad tools. It just means they're either at the very start or more likely their focus is just not on profit analytics, right? But something else. But yeah, just wanted to get that out of the way as usual. And then one little update to the ranking system, which will actually be an update to all of my overviews, PPC, SEO, and so on, as well as the reimbursement overview coming up shortly, is that I'm now including the pricing within the points system, right? Because I just thought, especially for the starter brand scoring system, it doesn't make sense to have these tools at the top that start with like a minimum pricing of $500, $600, $700, right? So that is going to reduce points from now on. It's going to reduce the pricing factor, which you see here for the starter brand scoring system. It's 2 times the minimum price divided by 10, right? So in this case, 700, let's say, divided by 10 is 70, times 2 would actually be minus 140 for Pacvue in this case, which explains the minus 50. So yeah, that is a bit rough, I guess, but it is, like I said, only in this starter brand scoring system with a factor of 2. So in other scoring systems, I'm not going to go crazy. And here's, by the way, another update, not so much relevant to you guys or the softwares, but an update to my personal life. I got this little fella here, or this little girl actually, who's going to join me from now on. But yeah, just so you know why there are minus scores now. And yeah, I just wanted to make it more realistic in terms of which tools are actually, to be considered by startup brands. And it cannot be a tool that starts with a $700 price, right? So anyway, let's move up the league and have a look at some of the new tools. Actually, Pacvue joining as well into the Profit Tracker overview with a lot of points, and they too were actually a motivation, to be honest, to include the pricing from now on, because like I said, it just doesn't make sense to use that as a startup brand. But they too, I can just quickly show you, include pretty much everything in the profit calculation, including, all of these costs that you expect. They have, well, most of the basic external costs in there. And all of these sales and analytics functions, as well as comparisons. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them. Aggregating all of these data points, aggregating parents, brands, sales, and so on. Some inventory data, cash flow data. Quite a few advanced analytics, not all of them, but decent. And of course, that is probably their strength here, because they are really an all-in-one tool, combining that profit and sales data with a lot of other data points. And yeah, just going to show you the rest. But that just as a quick update for Pacvue, who's joining the league. And we also have, and I believe they're coming up right about now, there we are, Veeqo joining the Amazon Tools League Profit Tracker overview in the top 15, if my calculation is correct. So not too bad, and they're certainly also benefiting from not getting any minus points here, right? But they are nonetheless not as bad as I may have, thought from my previous first impression video that you may have seen. They are actually, decent, especially at that price. Obviously, their focus is actually inventory, so that's the whole profit tracker features are more of an add-on to the inventory tool that they have. So if you trust, Amazon with your data, obviously at that price, it is, worth considering. Yeah, but then let's go upwards again, have a look at some of the rest of the top 10 tool now. So the first top 10 tool here, Seller Spike, then we have Analytics, Seller Mobile, Shopkeeper, Entourage, and we're getting into the top 5 now with Sellerize. And I'm just gonna have to let Yuki here down. She's getting a little bit nervous. All right, so top 5, Sellerize, Eva, and as you can see by the coloring, we're already into the bronze medal area now, with Managed by Stats cracking the 130 points marker. Then we are moving on to Seller Legend in spot 2, gaining silver with cracking the 145 points marker. And then we're actually going to have 2 tools that cracked the 160 points marker, which are My Real Profit and Sellerboard, still at the top, still can only be recommended highly enough. For both of them, you'll find discounts, by the way, in the description of the video. So really there's hardly any differences, right? That is not a worthy mentioning. Oh God, that's difficult. A worthy of mentioning difference. I hope that's correct. Of points, right? This could be one little yes somewhere, or one little difference of, having a good instead of a yes, or an okay instead of a yes. So really not worth mentioning. And the only thing I will say, Sellerboard is probably better for those of you that are already using social ads as well as Google ads and want to see those costs included in the total profit calculation. That's where they are ahead of pretty much everyone, ahead of the pack. But then we have My Real Profit, and they excel especially in this area, profit comparison analytics. So they help you understand how is each product's organic sales versus PPC sales. How are you doing with your discounts? Are they effective versus your full price sales? FBA versus FBM, one time versus repeat customers, which also helps in understanding and analyzing lifetime value, of course. So yeah, they have a lot of good analytics here. For those of you, that just want to go even deeper in some of these areas and maybe don't need these external advertising costs in there, then that's pretty much the main difference I can tell between these top tools. But either one, all of them include pretty much all of these profit costs. So yeah, either one is a great choice, and probably Sellerboard just sneaking ahead because of their lower pricing at this moment. Otherwise, My Real Profit would be slightly ahead still. But yeah, just wanted to give you that short November 2024 update, so you are ready for 2025 with tracking your profits. And of course, knowing your profits is basically the basics of everything around Amazon. It tells you how much you can pay on ads, what kind of break-even ACoS each product can allow itself with their ads, and then as well, of course, with inventory, knowing where you should maybe renegotiate, where is it simply not feasible anymore, what's your cash flow, how much can you even reorder for certain inventory, which products are actually worth the most to reorder, which have the highest ROI, right? Where should you prioritize? So in that sense, having a really good profit tracker is really the essence of everything that you do later on and all your decisions. All right, so that's pretty much it for this tool update for the profit trackers. And just to finish things off, a little advertisement for my new free course, the Amazon Profit Formula, which tells you everything you need to know in terms of how can I increase my profits on Amazon, right? It tells you every KPI that you can improve and how. And I'm not just talking about the basic KPIs like, conversion rate, but going far deeper than that. And yeah, I'm sharing stuff that I really haven't shared anywhere else, that you won't find anywhere else. So you definitely want to check out that free 2-week email course. You get 1 email every day explaining a lot of good stuff, including some tools that you can use for those analytics and for those actions that you may take. So yeah, check it out in the descriptions along with the discount codes I talked about earlier. So yeah, that's it for this one, and have a good one until next time for the reimbursement overview. Finally, because that is honestly long overdue to finally see which reimbursement services are out there, which ones are actually doing the good stuff for you, and of course seeing that price comparison, which is probably more important than in most other software overviews. Until then.